Welcome to Touching Tornadoes, the daily Bipolar Mood Journal. My name is Conrad, and I have bipolar type 1 with some psychotic features. So I do this journal, I do it on a walk. I'm talking like quietly now, or maybe I should say intimately to you. But happy Thanksgiving, you know. Um, Hopefully the wind doesn't cause too much of a problem here. It doesn't look windy. That's what I should just talk about. I'll move to a different spot here. The trees aren't blowing, but apparently we got a little wind going on. I didn't do one yesterday. It's been kind of a rough day yesterday. We spoke to the bankruptcy attorney about the spending that happened during mania, and it's just one of those things where her advice, although appreciated, was not exactly not that I wanted to hear the right thing. I didn't know what I was expecting to hear, but it's just confusing to me. And it's hard for me to reconcile that time in my life because it wasn't me. I wasn't in the right state of mind. Obviously, when you're in a manic state of mind, things are happening at such a, I was just living on the road, is what it felt like. And it wasn't true. It was just in my mind. I was all alone and on some sort of quest. It wasn't real, but the consequences of it, very real. And I knew that happening. I knew that going into the conversation with the attorney. I didn't think that this was going to be easy. It's just, I don't know. It feels like so many things are going to change all at once. Again, just like when I went manic, it's because there's everything happened all at once, And when that kind of stress hits a brain like mine, like it did, it just spiraled up. And now you're trying to go back and say, well, why would you ever do that? It's like, I wouldn't, So I wrote down some stuff about feeling pulled in multiple directions. My mind keeps jumping between bankruptcy, the new job, my wife's stress, getting rid of my business, whether I'm truly ready for the next step. And these thoughts make it very hard to stay present, because underneath all of it is fear, not of the job itself, but letting go of the old life and stepping into something new. Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest. I've always done my own thing and been able to handle it. And now it feels like, if I go take this job, it's certainly not my own thing. It becomes part of a big group, which I think can be good for me, but I've always just held on to not only doing I've always done multiple things at the same time. I'm doing it now, walking and talking. I can do, you know, it's like it's not good enough to just do the mood journal. I should go get an exercise in also. So to just fall, it's not even falling back. It's starting something new that you don't know if you're any good at. You hope that you're going to be the right candidate for the job. And it's with the thoughts of the attorney and my wife, you know, their recommendations of just focus on that one thing and let go of what I've been doing. That's hard because it's all I've ever really done. Like, it's been my fallback forever, and it's like knowingly deleting your fallback is what we got going on. So I suppose people have to go through this all the time, and I'm grateful for just the chance to do it. But worried that maybe if I'm not, worried that I don't have the fallback anymore. So I'm feeling a little bit tense and restless, but tense in my body, restlessness, occasional heaviness. My energy is up and down, and my sleep and regulation still a work in progress. That's probably true too. Stressors I've been starting the new peer support job, fear of leaving my old identity and business behind, worrying about bankruptcy and money, wanting to protect my wife and not add more stress, thinking about the mistakes I made during mania and struggling with the memory gaps, and feeling pressure to be present, but constantly being pulled to the what ifs, So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think that over time, all of these will feel different, and I gotta believe that. That's what I keep telling myself. I gotta believe there's a reason for all of it, not just like the logical reasons for all of things, but like there's a plan for me and a plan for everyone. And even though I don't like how it's unfolding, all of it, it's still part of my journey, so just to accept it and go with it. But it's difficult. So my brain is stuck in planning, bracing, and scanning, and my thoughts are jumping to the future constantly. I'm worried about doing something wrong, failing again, or not being enough. And I feel like I'm supposed to solve everything at once, even though I know that that's not possible. So I'm just kind of working through all of that today on Thanksgiving and before we go interact with family. And it's my wife's family, so they're actually the ones that kind of understand it maybe more. I don't know. Depends. I have such a large family, it's hard to tell who on my side is for you or against you, which you shouldn't have to, probably have to break that down that way, but so my behaviors for coping today: naming my fears out loud, practicing grounding and breathing, and separating what belongs to today, the present, for what belongs in the future. You know, future worries are something that... What's up, Janice? Future worries, I guess, are something that you can't control, but maybe you control them the best by just focusing on today, you know? So I guess it's also sometimes you feel like you're just having to, I said earlier that you want to fix everything right now. And that's my biggest hang-up. And I know it can't be. And then the answers that I get on how to fix things are not what I thought. And then I think, well, who am I to even know? I'm the one who caused the problem. So you feel like not only can you not fix your problems today, and you're in this waiting game, but also you may not be able to fix them in the future because you're the silly guy that messed them up. You know, silly's the understatement. Sick. You got sick and made some mistakes. So I'm gonna flip over here. So, reminding myself that I don't have to solve everything before the 8th is one of the suggestions here I got. And just, that's when the new job as a peer supporter starts. And like in my own mind, because it's the only mind I can work in, I have a problem of wanting to, I've already made the mistakes in my new job. I haven't even started it yet, if that makes sense. It's like, well, what if this happens or this happens? Again, it's the what if game that I keep playing in my own head. And it's silly, I know, but when you're in the waiting place, it's like, what else is your brain gonna do? And when it comes to like a big part of our issue, our problem between my wife and I, we got this financial hurdle that we got to jump over. So we're making progress in how to handle that by already giving her not conservatorship yet. We're working on that too. But power of attorney over finances, and just to try to protect ourselves, and of my medical power of attorney. If I do spiral up in the future, somebody can be there to make the decision that I'm not capable of making. But it's because of that it makes you feel less than, you know. So I was telling her, like a pitcher on a baseball team, I'm like the pitcher who, was playing and throwing and knew where the strike zone was. But all of a sudden you're the pitcher who hits like 10 guys in a row, you know? And then, so she's looking at me to be the pitcher. It's like, girl, I can't pitch no more. You know, I can tell you what not to do, how not to hit them, maybe. But you don't even trust yourself to pick up the ball. So like with Christmas coming around and with these financial moves that we have to make based on what our bankruptcy attorney has said, I don't know, I don't have any trust in myself to make any of those decisions. I know I'm not the pitcher anymore. And not that I want to put, so it puts that on my wife. Not that I'm leaving her high and dry. I'll be there to help with them, but it's definitely hard because it's a different role that both of us have to play. So another thing, reaching out for support instead of shutting down. What was that part of? That's part of my behaviors and coping today, reaching out for support. I think going to see family, and even though it feels uncomfortable, I know it's not going to be a non-supportive environment today. So we're going to go ahead and try to go into it with let's just focus on eating today. That's kind of my coping mechanism. So what's helped even a little? Taking a moment to breathe, saying no, not right now, to overwhelming thoughts. Talking through what I'm feeling instead of carrying it alone. And that's what I'm doing right now. I kind of got to apologize for missing, I think just yesterday, but possibly past 2 days. What helped even a little? Taking a moment to breathe, saying not right now to overwhelming thoughts, and talking through what I'm feeling instead of carrying it alone. Yeah. The weight of the unknown sometimes is even more than the weight of what you know you've been through. So that's how I look at that sometimes. Weather, external factors. Now, as you can see, beautiful day. It's a little chilly, but if you're moving, it ain't bad, obviously. I'd be complaining a lot more. I don't know if people get sensitive to cold weather more when different medications make you just more sensitive to things. I don't know. I mean, either way, cold weather bothers me. I don't know if it always has, but it seems to bother me more now than ever. What I need to do right now to slow down, to give myself permission to take things one day at a time. To remember that fear doesn't mean I'm on the wrong path. Right. And to keep using grounding techniques and remind myself I'm not required to fix everything today. Yeah, but you want to fix something. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't have to fix everything today, but can I just fix one thing today? So I guess I'll try to pick something small, because the big problems aren't going to be fixed on Thanksgiving. Slow down, give myself permission to take one thing at a time, one day at a time. Remember that fear doesn't mean I'm on the wrong path. Keep using grounding techniques. Remind myself I'm not required to fix everything today. All right. So in closing, back home. Today is hard, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm taking steps forward even while scared. I don't have to be fully healed, confident, or certain to start over. I only need to keep moving gently, one moment at a time. And that sounds easy, but I guess we just try to make it as easy as it sounds. So, Janice, thanks for stopping by. I will do my best to just live in today's moment. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Be good to yourself. Have an okay day. And I think I said it. Be good to yourself.